Warning: viewers' discretion is advised as this may contain mature or triggering content. Story prompt: Take charge. Title: Playing survival with a psycho. Do you know those awesome stories about transmigration or being isekai'd, even reincarnation? You know, a girl falls into a new world. She either gets the memories of the person she's taken over, or she gets super badass powers. Oh, and let's not forget all the hot men who fall in love with her. Well, that's not my story. And let's just say, quite frankly, I would have rather stayed dead. Instead, I'm stuck here trying to make a female lead fall in love with the male lead. You know, the good-looking prince who's kind and generous. Well, this bitch wants the bad boy. And thanks to her, I've already died 19 times simply to be reborn, starting this forsaken cycle all over again. And I'm over it. This time around, she's either gonna fall in love with the male lead so I can live my life in peace for once, or I'm going to kill her. I think I've been quite patient. I want to live my life past my early 30s. So, I plan to steal away the lover she wants so badly. The only thing is, the guy is a total psychopath, and by trying to gain his favor, I just might end up dead again. But hey, if the leading lady wants to fall, I'll make her fall straight into the place of the villain if I have to. Well, to me, she has been the villain ever since I arrived in this body. She has killed me plenty of times, and I'm done running away. Or at least trying to. You might be wondering how I landed in this situation. Once again, it's thanks to love. Who could have guessed? My twin sister and I were arguing about a boy we both liked, and she shoved me right into the street, right in front of a bus. Super cliche, I know. I guess Bus-san wanted to claim another soul. Pretty sure at this point, anyone driving a bus has special insurance and their own private therapist. But that's beyond the point. I took over the body of a noblewoman who had been poisoned. Her name was, or I guess is, Beatrice Sepgel. Very well known, rich, loved by many, and hated by even more. How wonderful is that? At first, I thought I'd simply sit back and enjoy the riches before me, but someone decided to turn me into the villain of her story, Princess Shay. Yeah, the previously mentioned bad boy chaser. Now, when I first met Princess Shay, I thought everything would be fine. In the memories I had gained, Beatrice had no problems with Princess Shay. However, when she saw me at the ball, she fainted, and then some bizarre story arose that I, or rather Beatrice, had bullied Princess Shay. And now the poor girl was terrified of her. Talk about a stab in the back, or a slap across the face. Something tells me Beatrice got slapped often by sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. It became clear to me soon enough that Princess Shay was actually behind the original Beatrice's death. It's funny how someone claimed to be the saint of the world holds so much hate and darkness. Everything became crystal clear after my first death when Shay's knight stabbed me to death. Not gonna lie, I was sort of happy to be done. I didn't want love, or fame, or fortune. I simply wanted to rest. But I will tell you right now, when I opened my eyes again in Beatrice's room, a whole lot of words left my mouth that made everyone who had been worried about me wanting to wash their ears out. Again and again, life after life, I tried to stay out of Princess Shay's way, but each and every time she somehow managed to kill me. I wasn't sure who was responsible for this, but I wanted to beat the ever-loving crap out of them. Sure, I wouldn't win, I couldn't fight, but you know what? Getting in even one punch would make me feel better. After all, What would dying one more time matter? 20. This is my 20th life. It matters because I am done. So my thought is to obtain the villain, because the lead, proven in my 19th life, can't beat the villain. Perhaps villains are the true protagonists in every story, because I thought only the leads survived in the end. Maybe the author got their thoughts mixed up, or maybe they're just as twisted as the villain of the story. But my thoughts are drifting. Do you know the best way to make the villain mine? Marriage. It sounds crazy, I know, but it just might be so crazy that it'll work. Which leads me here, following said villain out of a well-lit ballroom to the dark evening, where our path is dimly lit by magic torches. I can't really say I'm scared, but the churning in my stomach is due to me hoping I'm not about to be killed in this life before I even reach 21. I notice him glance behind, the clicking of my heels a dead giveaway. I can see his hand go to his side as he halts next to the water fountain and turns in my direction. His blue eyes stare me down. Before you go saying anything, I don't want to hear some lie about how you love me and fell for me at first sight. I pause, my eyes traveling to his hand that rested on his sword, before venturing back to his face. Will you marry me? The words left my mouth in a rush, and I almost couldn't stop from smirking as I noticed his reaction. For a split second, clear shock crossed his face. Didn't I just say? I keep my composure, my violet eyes shimmering with humor. Let me stop you there. I'm not here to tell you I love you. That would be a complete lie. I have no interest in you. I simply know you are the key to my survival, and if you marry me, I can keep a certain princess from seeking you out. Much to my pleasure, I notice shock cross Mason's face once again, and I keep going. Said Miss Goody Two Shoes has it in her mind that it's her mission to save you from your dark haunting past, thinking that's the reason why you're a psychotic murderer, and that she can show you the errors of your ways. Though she is far more twisted than you, in my mind. Mason watched me with amusement. Well, that's certainly a new one. I roll my eyes. I'm not gonna pretend I've fallen madly in love with you, when all I need is for you to stay away from Princess Shay. Or should I say I need her to stay away from you? He smirked. And what if I said I love her? He asked with a lifted brow, only to watch me burst into laughter. Oh, gods, that's... I held my stomach as tears pricked my eyes from how hard I was laughing. You love her? I slapped my knee. That has got to be the best joke that I have heard in a while. Now Mason begins to chuckle as well. So you know full and well that I love no one. I nod, wiping at my tears. I know you have never loved anyone in your entire life. The only thing you love is watching the life drain out of people's eyes. He stared at me. I could tell he was clearly suspicious. And how do you know me so well? I waved a hand at him. Let's just say I know a lot more about this world than anyone else. Mason seemed to feel humored by me as I stood before him. Before I arrived in Beatrice's body, she was known as the social viper, sneaking her way into people's groups and weeding out those with ill intentions. Her services were rather renowned in the kingdom because she was a strange sort of special, if you will, a necessary evil for the greater good of high society. Beatrice Sepkel. a high-born noblewoman who broke from the norms of society as the sole heiress of the Zepkel's fortune and family business. Everyone had thought she would destroy her father's hard work, but she took the challenge and formed it into something that brought even more fame and fortune to the Zepkel name. All right, Beatrice. Say I take you up on this offer of marriage, what then? I smiled. Then we work together and we gain exactly what we both wish to obtain. My life, and you, the throne, destroyed. Mason's eyes grew cold, and he closed the distance, his hand wrapping tightly around my throat. How do you know about that? I smacked at his hand. I told you. I know many things. His grip faltered slightly, but it was enough for me to break free. I smacked the vital point on his wrist, making it go numb. Now, shall we move somewhere a bit more private to finish this conversation? He stared at me, rubbing the hand that was likely still numb. He nodded as he watched me. Only trying to kill me once was pretty promising. Perhaps this time around I really would survive. Maybe. Either way, from here on out, this story was mine, and I was officially in charge. The end. And yeah, that actually might be the end. I probably won't continue this one because if I continue it here, I'm going to span it across probably 3 or 4 or 5 more. And I'm trying to keep them singular, which is so hard to do. I know I've been gone for a while and I've just had a lot on my plate. But hopefully I'm back. Hopefully. I've been working on my books, but it's been slow because, like I said, I've had a lot on my plate. But hopefully things are falling back into line, and I will be able to refocus on my writing again. Anyway, if you haven't, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.